Thank you for tuning in to My Unpopular Opinion. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm not going to do an intro or anything like that. I just want to record this audio straight through and get to it because this situation really frustrates me, and I've been meaning to record this video and I'm finally doing it. So, the situation with Destiny and Melody with this last episode, and just period, how Destiny is acting with Melody and just the show. Let's touch on the show first. Let's talk about Carlos King and the producers of Love and Marriage Huntsville and what I believe that they're doing. So, I believe that Love and Marriage Huntsville producers, mainly Carlos King, are creating a hate campaign against Melody. I think partially why they're doing that is because they feel like Melody has too much power because she has fans. Kind of similar to, and obviously it's not on the same magnitude, but you know how like people are so upset that Nicki Minaj actually has people to support her. It's like they hate her so much that they hate when people support her. That's when you know the hate is real. When people just hate you because people support you. Like that is crazy to me. So I think Carlos and them feel like Melody has too much power because she actually has fans behind her that want to buy her stuff, want to support her, want to listen to her, and that most importantly empathize with her throughout her pain that she's dealt with on the show for years. And they want to disempower her by trying to create chaos and trying to actually turn the following of the show against her, which they have been really trying to manufacture a hate train, you can say, against Melody for some years now. I'm sure she's been able to see it over the years, I'm sure, but she's just been using the show to her own benefit. But I'm sure she's not stupid, and we know for a fact she knows now. But Carlos can smile in her face all he wants. He can get on there with Heavenly and do whatever else he says, like, "Oh, I love the girls," and doing all that fake crap. He is one of the most, I see a very dark spirit in him. And I know he try to act like, oh, God this and God that. God has nothing to do with your vindictive ways, Carlos. To me, Carlos is about nothing but money and power. And I think that he's willing to turn on anybody he can and betray anybody he can for the sake of it. And we've seen that in his past on reality TV. One thing that I think people like Carlos King and other reality TV producers and creators don't understand is that reality TV is not what it used to be, right? And what I mean by that is that in the past on reality TV, when major things were happening or when like a certain person was being targeted on the show, the general public would just naturally follow whatever story they were pushing. So it's like, oh, you say this person is the villain? Oh my gosh, we hate that person, right? Because back then we were not aware of how much manufacturing goes on with the situations, right? And I think people don't know that now with reality TV, we know that the veil is lifted. We know that you guys are manufacturing things. We know that usually if one person is being targeted, it's because that's intentional. We know that the cast is being paid. We know all these different things. So they're going to follow essentially what they want you to follow, right? And I think that Carlos and others have continuously mentioned Melody's fan base because they want her to be hated, ultimately. And that's why Carlos has supported people who constantly want her to be in pain. And I'm not saying he should be biased and only want to protect her, but I really just feel like he should not ever in any reality show or any show period. I just hate when you try to sway the viewers to believe what you want them to believe. Why don't you just put the content out and let the viewers create their own narrative, right? And generally speaking, people love and support Melody. We've watched her go through so many different things. We've watched her be ganged up on for years. So of course we're going to empathize with her, but I think they don't want that to happen, right? Okay, so with that being said, it's no coincidence that Destiny was brought back as a takedown method for Melody. She was brought back by multiple, obviously Martell has been feeding her information and loves for her to be attacked. So he's using Destiny. Carlos King using Destiny. And Tisha's weak ass. And the sad part about it is I'm not even a Tisha hater. And I wasn't really a Destiny hater either, but I hate their ways. Because if you're going to be a villain or you're going to do something, own it. right? If you just don't like Melody, if I was Tisha, I would just be like, you know what? I don't like Melody, and that's why I want Destiny to do my dirty work. Or, I would just flat out say it. But it was clear that Tisha is trying to use Destiny as a weapon against Melody because she was too weak to do it herself. And Kimmy obviously is in my opinion, fake. So she's always teetering between, oh, I like Tisha, I like Melody, and da 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 da. Which we are starting to see that fade now. Like now she can't even hide that she really is like fake. But I just feel like all the things that Destiny was saying, you could tell she premeditated the whole conversation. I know people are like in the comments on OMFG Reality TV Instagram, which I feel like those sometimes be bots or something because it just don't be making no sense. But I feel like Destiny manufactured and rehearsed her reads and stuff. Like the stuff she was saying to Sunny, like, you got the hardware, but I got the heart. Girl, you have been thinking about that for how long? So everything she came on there to say, she had already been premeditating. So all the stuff she was saying to Sunny and trying to show the receipts, and Carlos King is like, her receipts were receipting, and da da da. Of course they were, because she was at home watching and couldn't wait to come say these things. She was creating her own plot. And all the things she was saying against Melody is just so baffling to me. And you can tell that not only is she jealous of Melody, it's hateful. It's hateful, hateful, hateful. And I think a big part of her hate for Melody, a big part of Stormi's hate for Melody as well, because Stormi's trying really hard to hide her hate, is that they are jealous of Melody. I think that they really want to have what she has, and I think Stormi feels like, I'm better. Like I got this going, I got that going. I should be getting the attention that she's getting, right? Or I should get the support she's getting. And I think Destiny is like willing to do anything to try to take Melody down. And I think she is mad that her plan didn't work of like, oh, I'm your friend, girl. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. And Melody is the type to be able to spot like, no, you're actually not my friend. And people don't like when you see them, when they're trying to hide and manipulate you or plot against you. And when you see them for who they are, they hate being seen. So now they have this disdain for you because you see them now, right? And I really feel like that's what a lot of the girls have towards Melody. It's the fact that they were trying to get close to her and they didn't like the fact that she could see through their BS and was like, I'm not going for it. Destiny is utterly jealous of Melody. How can you sit there and say that she was trying to teach her husband how to cheat, or her husband's mistress how to cheat respectfully, when she was distraught about her husband cheating, period? Just because she talked to the girl, I'm the type of person, I will talk to the other person too. Because I can think level-headed and be like, you know what? If this person is lying to me and this person is willing to talk and give me the information, whether I like you or not, I'm going to get that tea on whoever I'm dating. If I need to talk to you to get it, oh, trust, I'm going to use you to get it, and then I'm going to throw you to the wayside. Okay? There's nothing about talking to her that means I'm teaching you to F my man. That makes no sense. So Destiny is desperate and dusty, and I thought that was just trifling of her to even say to another woman that you were acting like you supported. That's weird. But also what I find weird about Destiny is that you have your own situations that have occurred. She constantly is trying to divert her own stuff, like divert away from her own stuff. You had a whole baby and your man divorced you and left you while you were pregnant, and then you tried to cover up why he did it, and then he wanted to put you out his house. Why won't you talk about that in depth? Why won't you talk about what you did allegedly to make him leave you? Was it the fact that and this is what's crazy, you were with LeBerg and had a baby with him, but you claim to have been on and off and whatever with Sonny's man, so Moses. So how did that work? Is it allegedly because you was maybe messing around with Moses and LeBerg didn't like your promiscuous alleged ways and decided to leave you high and dry because you was being a hoe, allegedly? Is that it? I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever it is, you should be talking about that. You have your own story to talk about. Stop trying to tell Melody's alleged story and this and that. Girl, Melody don't fool with you. Get on this show and talk about what you have been through, what's going on with you. But once again, they're letting her divert from her real life, which is the reason I thought she was off the show the first time, because she wasn't telling nothing in her life, and she's still not. Secondly, you claim to have a new man and this and that going on. All you seem to do is want to divert and ride on somebody else's coattails. It's disgusting to me. And her aura, her energy is just dark and negative. Talking about, I really don't have a problem with nobody. Girl, you have a problem very deeply, and your problem is not Melody. Melody did charity work for you, girl, and tried to help you. Melody tried to do charity work for Tisha's weak ass to try to teach her how to actually be a strong woman and work and still be a mother and wife and have it balanced and also have a voice in her marriage. And it's crazy how you can help people and they still bite you. You know what I'm saying? Bite in the hand that feeds you. No good deed goes unpunished, and I'm sure Melody knows that by now from half these women on the show. It's just so sad, and I'm really loving that Melody is finally not trying to let everything go, because for a long time Melody would try to hold her tongue and not go off, because you can tell she was probably working on herself internally and spiritually. But I like that now she's flat out saying what she thinks. She said F Destiny. And when they said, well, and Tisha tried to bring that up, like, well, yesterday you said F Destiny, and Melody said, I did. Yeah. And I would have looked at Destiny right in her eyes and said, I said F you, and I'm about to say it again. F you, potato head. Like, I wouldn't be playing no games with them, but Melody's not. And I like that. I do think she should turn up a little bit more on their asses, because they doing too much, especially Destiny and Tisha. She really needs to put Tisha back in her place again. That's what really needs to happen. So I just had to get that out. I could not believe that Destiny has so much disdain for Melody. Girl, why do you hate her so much? Because she stopped talking to you? You are talking to her alleged abuser. And by abuser, I'm not, saying physical, even though that has been mentioned at some point. I'm talking about when someone does things to harm you emotionally, spiritually, that is considered abuse. So this woman has had traumatic experiences from that marriage, and you're still using it to hurt her. And people keep saying, oh, Melody's bitter, Melody's this and that. No, Melody's on a show where all these people are constantly jealous of her, attacking her fans, attacking her from every angle, and using her trauma against her. How would you handle that situation? How would you be able to withstand it? So I know Melody has recently been speaking out about the situations and how she has been, noticing what people are doing. And whatever decision she wants to make. But I'll say, if they keep acting like they want her off the show so much, I really hope y'all know the show is not going to be good without her. And if Carlos King hasn't learned anything, he needs to learn from his past, okay, with Bravo and what he did with Phaedra and them, and try to come out with his hands clean and ended up getting fired. Okay, you need to learn from the past, and you need to learn from Bravo. When you do a takedown effect on the main character of the cast, it's never going to bring good juju to the show moving forward. I think the best way to move forward with someone, if you do want to cut ties with them on the show, is to make them happy, try to create a plan with that person, and communicate it with them about their departure. That way, if they depart in a good and positive way, the show could potentially not have a negative stain on it, i.e. Nene Leakes. Housewives has a negative stain on it because of how they did Nene dirty. You can't do the main player dirty and think that the show is going to still thrive in a positive direction. It's not. It's always going to have a stain on it. So I really think they should reconsider their takedown method that they're using against Melody this season. It's really sad and pathetic. But that's all I have for this topic. It's really that Destiny is bitter. Carlos King is shady and disgusting and has no true moral compass. And I don't care how much faking he does. He's fake as hell. And I think Stormy is going to be exposed for how disgusting and fake she really is and how jealous she really is, no matter how much money she's making from Canvas Beauty. And this is the thing, I don't even hate Stormy. I actually like her product. I have her body glaze and stuff like that. I don't dislike her, but a nasty spirit is always going to reveal itself, okay? And the nasty spirit started with her mother. And coming from her mother, it had to start somewhere, and I believe it started with Stormy. Her mama just can't shut her mouth. And that ruined the plan. But see, when you try to do sneaky stuff, it's always going to be revealed. And Tisha doing that weak shit is not going to stop Melody from keeping her foot on your neck. If you got a problem with her, face her head up. Stop trying to use Destiny as your mouthpiece. Also, I did want to throw in as an honorable mention. I know everybody's talking about Sunny and Sunny did this and Sunny did that. I'm not even mad at Sunny. The way Destiny moved, to me, what Sunny did to her was her karma. That's my opinion. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think about this video and my commentary. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.